Hey everyone, friends and family from all over the world. Thanks for tuning in. My name is Maiko and I'm a physical therapist. Yeah, can you believe it? I live in Los Angeles area. I'm coming at you from this currently crazy uh, United States. There's a lot of heartaches going on, but I'm going to try to keep this channel a positive one for everyone is staying safe and healthy. Um, so the past, I would say, couple months, I've been doing a sometimes pre-recorded, sometimes live Teaching Tuesday, uh, both on YouTube, sometimes on Instagram, definitely on Facebook. Mostly in Japanese. And then since last week, I started posting uh, a video in English as well. Uh, and I successfully posted something, the same content I'm going to talk about today in English for my friends in Japan on time for their Tuesday. Uh, and today is already Wednesday evening, my opportunity for Teaching Tuesday. Um, so now I'm going to have a comeback and I'm going to call this Wednesday Wisdom. All right, guys. So please comment below if you think this is not so much of a wisdom. I'll take any feedback. All right. So I hope you guys enjoy my thoughts. I just want to let you know what I've been up to this week. Um, Mostly, I'm still at home, working out of my home office. Very lucky to have a good space to work out of. And on October 3rd and 4th, which is really coming up in like less than 2 weeks, uh, in my alma mater, Washington University in St. Louis, is hosting their annual Movement System Impairment Syndromes advanced course. This October, they're going to be covering the upper extremities. Well, that was pre-COVID, and it usually is like a 4-day, very intense, hands-on course that is taught by all of the faculty at WashU who teach the movement system impairment concept. And now they have had to switch it up to a virtual 2-day course. So the 4-day course is being condensed into a 2-day course online. And yes, this process is quite intense. I'm getting to see it firsthand as the faculty has let me in on many of their planning meetings along the way because I have about 7, 8 Japanese participants who really wanted to join this course despite the time difference. They'll be like up all night to participate in this 2-day course. So um, I'm getting a peek at what it takes behind the scenes to prepare something that's going to take usually in the lab with small groups to like small breakout rooms with many different faculty. And I think the participants are going to really enjoy this virtual course, even though we're not in the same room because I have to tell you the amount of preparation and the effort that is going into this preparation for this 2-day course is incredible. And there's so much lecture videos that the audience will get to watch prior to the start of the course. So that brings me to basically what I'm currently working on day in and day out is listening to the faculty's pre-recorded lecture on, say, the scapular syndromes or the humeral diagnosis, and basically typing it out and translating everything into Japanese so that my Japanese coworkers can study the pre-course materials before October 3rd and 4th. So that's kind of what I've been up to. I'm literally dreaming about scapula and humerus, and it's not very funny. No, I don't mind at all. Anyway, so based on what the times that I've been spending with this translation. The act of translation or interpretation is basically you have to first understand the original content of what is being said or what is being written, and then putting it into a different language. Um, so I often wonder about how do we all like learn something in depth. We can read an article, we can read something on the media, just skim through the titles, but it doesn't really mean that we're truly learning something uh, and deeply, right? And I realized that through this process, well, I'm trying to share the content in another language. So in some ways, I get to try to teach it or explain it into to other people, right? Um, so I'm getting double the amount of learning through this experience, not just on October 3rd and 4th, when I'll be doing like simultaneous translation along the way, but this pre-course materials. Um, as far as my journey, my physical therapy philosophy or practice is very much to the core this idea of movement system impairments. And you probably know that if you guys have checked out any of my other YouTube videos. So when it comes to other techniques or skills, I may not be too adept, but I'm always willing to learn, and so that's the fun about being a physical therapist. There's always all these things to learn. But my core has always been understanding the baseline problem and then figuring out what we're going to do about it. So, as a physical therapy student at Washington University in St. Louis, which I started back in 2002, so that's when I first started really learning about the movement system impairments. So, I was first understanding the concept in English. And then since 2005, which is when I graduated from PT school, I really started to study all of the physical therapy and medical terminology in Japanese, which was quite a catch up. I mean, it was like learning a third or fourth language per se, because I got to be a part of the MSI textbook translation into Japanese. And then let's not forget that if you're a clinician, you're not just a clinician, you are an educator as well, because we are constantly on a daily basis teaching, educating our patients on what they can do better, how they can improve. So being able to explain the movement problems for my patients, I'm getting the practice of teaching someone. And then, of course, these numerous translation, interpretation of live seminars related to movement system impairments by faculty and other amazing physical therapists. And they've all been, I just speak English and Japanese. So basically translating the MSI seminars into Japanese and being a clinical instructor for my past many PT students. Hey guys, miss you guys. I hope you guys are doing well. So that has also given me the opportunity to how do I clearly explain my thoughts, my clinical reasoning or the thought process, right? And I getting more and more opportunities to teach MSI here locally or many places in Japan, and now primarily on the internet, online. And currently being able to have the experience of mentoring other experienced physical therapists through the year-long movement system clinical fellowship at WashU. So all of these combined, it's just this repetition after repetition of learning something in depth, which has got me to where I am. So I've always had this wonderful opportunity of learning something. And believe me, from when I first started learning about the movement system impairment in 2002 to now, 2020, a lot of content has been, updated based on all the new research and findings that are coming out. And so that's always been helpful to stay updated. Um, so I'm sort of pure like MSI. Yet I know I have many different mentors in different fields, and one of my mentors is my friend Kaori. She's a CEO of a company called Kineticos in Japan. She's not only an amazing fitness instructor, she's about this tall, but she's a powerhouse. Basically, she has amazing network with a lot of the, not just the fitness industry people in the United States, but also many different physical therapists, chiropractors, physicians, anatomy instructors, all of these amazing people she has connections with. So she often interprets or translates their teaching materials into Japanese. So I'm sort of, in my own MSI bubble, and whereas my mentor Kaori, she's got this vast knowledge that she's constantly translating. And if you're trying to translate a content into another language, you first have to understand it. Otherwise, you really can't explain it very well to other people. So anyways, props to Kaori. I think you're amazing. But yeah, I think I'm just so grateful for this opportunity. But it doesn't just have to come from the translation or interpretation per se. Learning something deeply, knowing two different languages isn't the requirement for learning something deeply at all. So basically my point today is that if you want to go deep dive learning on something that you're really passionate about, I would say to try to take notes when you're in class or at any given opportunity, maybe a conversation with your mentor or something like that, that you're going to be taking notes as if you're going to teach that thing you're taking notes on to somebody else, right? Because what better way to organize your thoughts than in the exact words of your instructor, but in your own way? So writing your notes first and then say, how would I explain this to somebody else? Then it really makes it more clear in your mind. So by the time you try to explain it to your friends or coworkers or your cat or dogs, I think that's a really great start. And in this COVID era, really the get together is actually much easier because you don't really have to leave your, space. Just meet up with your friends and via online meeting or video conference, right? And so I think it would be really good to find, your buddies who have the same passion as you, and then, teach each other something after you got back from learning something new. And then I think that discussion amongst your friends that comes from that trying to present this thing that you learned is also going to be very invaluable in your learning process. So that is my Teaching Tuesday / because it's a day late, it's just an excuse, Wisdom Wednesday wisdom, whatever you want to call it, or Wednesday stuff. Anyways, so that's my thoughts for the week. I'll keep trying to post something, whatever's going on in my life. And I hope everybody is keeping their spirits up and stay safe, okay, guys? So as my Nexus Motion motto goes, move better, live better, and hope to see you guys next week as well. Bye-bye.